everybody, and welcome to Box Seat Banter. I'm your host, and joining me again, Terry Dewan. Terry, welcome back to the program.
I'm surprised I'm still back here.
Well, you're the only person who agreed to come back on. So.
I'm just kidding. I love it. I can't wait to see how the regular season shook out.
Yeah, so, last week we were discussing, we were at the All-Star break. We, had made our predictions before, and we had checked up to see how we were doing. And, I think the Braves and the Dodgers were leading their divisions in the National League, which we felt pretty confident on. And the Cardinals, who we thought, we felt pretty high on them that they would win the Central. They were 7.5 or
9.5.
Yeah, they were quite a ways back behind the Cubs. So I've simulated out the rest of the regular season. I've got the final standings here in front of me. Do you think the Cardinals were able to overcome the Cubs?
I do.
Okay, well, they closed the gap. Cardinals finished 91-71.
That should be playoff worthy.
Cubs 95-67.
Wow.
So the Cubs won the Central. The Cardinals were the wild card team. They finished 10 games ahead of the Nationals for that second wild card spot.
Okay.
So the first wild card spot goes to the New York Mets.
Really?
Yes. They finished strong there. Mets finished 96-66.
Wow.
And 96,
that's a lot.
Solid season. They had no shot in the East. They finished 16 games behind the Braves. 112 wins for the Braves.
Oh my God.
So the Braves had the best record in the National League. Is that what we...
Yeah.
Did we say that? Did we have Braves 1, Dodgers 107-55.
Right.
Which would be, I think, their most wins ever in a season. So we had the Braves, we were correct on. The Mets came in second, and they had the first wild card. They were followed by the Nats, the Phillies, and the Marlins. So if we take a look at our predictions, we went Braves, Phillies, Mets, Nats, Marlins. So we kind of had the middle jumbled up a little bit, but I think pretty good job, right?
Yeah, pretty good job. I wonder if I was blindsided about the Mets because you always look at your favorite team's flaws, and you always maybe overrate their opponents, and I'm surprised the Mets won 96, I have to say.
Yeah, so the Nats were 500, 81-81. Phillies, 78-84. I think maybe we were kind of looking at that successful run that they had too much because they had a lot of downtime too.
Yeah.
And then Marlins, no surprise there. They were 53-109,
Right.
which was actually the worst record in the majors.
Okay.
Now the Central, like we said, we thought the Cardinals would do it. It was in fact the Cubs. We were kind of torn between the Cubs being second and third. I think, did you have the Cubs third?
I had the Cubs lower than you did.
You had the Cubs third. I had them second. You had the Brewers second. I had the Brewers third. So Brewers were in fact third. So Cubs 95-67. Cards 91-71. Brewers 80-82. And then we also disagreed at the bottom. You had Pirates Reds. I had Reds Pirates. It was in fact Pirates Reds.
All right.
So yeah, Pirates went 66-96. Reds 59-103. Then, as we mentioned, the Dodgers, winners in the West, they had the largest margin of victory over the second place team in the division, a 26-game lead in the NL West. It was actually two teams were at 500, 81-81. The Giants,
Okay.
who I think we had in second place.
Yeah,
we had them in the wild card.
Yeah.
And the Padres.
Wow.
Yeah.
So Padres cooled off, but still finished 500 and
Very respectable.
yeah.
So, they were one of the few teams I gave an F to. So I want to apologize and give them credit. The 81 and 81, that's solid. If we do the simulation 100 times, I don't know where they finish.
Right.
100 times, but in this one, they were right there, middle of the pack, 81, 81. I mean, that's a solid C, right?
That is a solid C.
So
you owe your buddy an apology,
I
right?
do. So Heilman, this is a formal apology. I know it's rare. You're not used to this, and it is recorded. So don't play it back for me too frequently.
Yeah, this is just one simulation. Yeah.
The Rockies were in 4th place, and then the Diamondbacks finishing in 5th. I think we went
Padres in last.
Yeah,
right?
we went Dodgers, Giants, Rockies, D-backs, Pods. So,
Yeah.
I mean, D-backs we had in 4th, so we were, not off by too much.
Sure.
But the Padres threw us off. So, yeah. You ready for the American League?
Let's do it.
Okay, so last we checked, the Red Sox were the cream of the crop in the American League, lead in the East, and they, in fact, finished with the best record in the American League, 102 and 60, the only 100-game winner in the American League. So the Red Sox, along with the Braves and the Dodgers, reached 100 wins, and it was coming down to, I mean, at the break, it was the Jays over the Yankees, which we thought the Yankees were going to be a wild card, right?
Sure.
You ready for who came in 2nd place?
Let's hear it.
The Yankees.
Yeah.
They overcome. They went 93 and 69.
Good.
9 games behind the Red Sox. 4 games ahead of the Blue Jays, who went 89 and 73. Then the Rays and the Orioles. So I think we got
predicted that division, yes?
We had Orioles Rays, so we missed the bottom 2, but we were correct with the top 3.
Okay.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Which brings us to the Central. I think the Indians was that was high on our confident meter.
Sure.
Right?
Sure.
They led at the break, and the winner in the Central, Kansas City Royals.
Are you kidding me?
They went 90 and 72, a couple games ahead of the Indians. So, I mean, the Indians...
I am shocked right now because I was talking about I might have put the Royals in last place.
Yeah.
Because I felt like the Royals were... I did the opposite of what I did with the Phillies. Was like, I remember the Royals having a few spurts here, but for over 25 years, I'm sure that their roster's a bit light. But
right.
I guess I was incorrect.
Well, with the Central, we were confident it was going to be the Indians. Other than the rest were could go anyway.
Yeah.
But the other 4 teams were non-factors.
Right.
But somehow, I mean, the Royals, and I know I initially said the Royals second, but then it doesn't matter. The bottom 4 are all going to be, and we put them 5th. But yeah, then the Indians 2nd place, White Sox in 3rd, 67 and 95.
Oh my gosh.
Tigers 64 and 98.
The Twins are in last place.
And the Twins, who we
all
had
those
in second,
playoff appearances.
57 and 104.
How
Worst
does that
worst
happen?
team in the American League.
That's amazing to me.
All right, and now we come to the West, where we had Mariners, then Astros. Then we were kind of in disagreement between the Rangers and A's in 3rd and 4th, and then the Angels in 5th. So, but at the break, who was winning at the break?
Angels were in first place at the break.
I think they held on. That was the tightest division too.
Right.
Well,
I do not think they held on.
It was close, and this was, by the way, the Royals, they won the Central, winning 90 games. If you look at they went just 90. There were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 teams in the National League that won over 90 games, and here the Royals are winning the Central with 90 wins. All right, now in the American League, we had. The division winner went 91 and 71. It is the Angels.
Wow.
And we had them in 5th.
Oh my goodness.
And we had a tie in second place. And they actually tied for a wild card spot and had to play a one-game playoff.
A one-game 163. Between whom?
It was between... Who do you think it'd be between?
A's and Astros.
Well, we had Mariners, Astros.
Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot about the Mariners.
Yeah.
So then Mariners and Astros.
It was the Mariners and Astros.
Mm-hmm.
They went 89 and 73. Now, I don't know who started and pitched in this game. I don't know who had, because I think the teams could have needed to win the last game, and so I don't know who was used and everything. But the winner of the game going into the wild card, Seattle Mariners.
Yeah, Randy Johnson, 14 Ks, 8 innings.
So the Astros on the outside looking in. The A's in fourth place, 84 and 78 though. Very respectable fourth place finish, which puts the Rangers in last at 68 and 94. So the wild card in the American League, it'll be the Yankees versus the Mariners, and it's the Mets versus the Cardinals in the National League. So I think 3 divisions we had pretty solid, right? The East in both the American League, National League, and the NL West.
Mm-hmm.
Which one was the biggest surprise to you?
Boy, I'm still like shell shocked at how off we were. I'm still kind of doing that where these teams won that we had the Royals and the Angels and like what?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I can't get over that.
The Royals one surprises me the most.
Yeah.
Just because, it seemed like
because the Angels have some dudes, right? They have Trout and they have guys like, they have some dudes. But who the Royals have?
I don't know. Maybe Greinke pitched every other day.
I guess so, right? Because even the guys you mentioned, like Lorenzo Cain and Alex Gordon, like, okay, whatever, like
mm-hmm.
they're nice players in real life, but their back of their baseball card isn't outstanding,
right? Mm-hmm.
They're not Albert Bell, I guess, is my point.
Yeah.
Right? So how is this thing simulating, and how is it coming up with who wins the game and stuff? It's really interesting to me.
I don't know. Maybe Out of the Park Baseball is based out of Kansas City, Missouri.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
So yeah, that was. I think the Cubs over the Cardinals. But they've got Arrieta, they've got Chris Bryant, they've got some guys.
Sure.
So it is a surprise, but yeah, I think the Royals is the biggest surprise. Any team that you're interested to look at some stats from, I can pull up real quick.
Well, I would love to see the Mets stats.
Let's see, where are those Mets? Let's take a look at. So
like who led the team in what? I would be curious to.
Okay, so DeGrom had an ERA 2.23. Syndergaard won 19 games. DeGrom struck out 254. Reyes led the team in batting, 292. David Wright, 32 bombs. Bernard Gilkey drove in 106.
Mm-hmm.
So those are your leaders in the Triple Crown stats. Let's see. So Syndergaard went 19 and 9. DeGrom went 17 and 8. So DeGrom loved this simulation.
Yeah.
Actually won a few games.
Yeah, it's twice as many wins as he gets in a normal year.
Pedro went 12 and 4. Dickey 11 and 11. Johan 9 and 9. I don't know if Johan got a phantom no hitter or not.
Easy, buddy.
Let's see how those Dodgers did. If I bring up the Dodgers.
How many times did Tommy Lasorda get kicked out of the game in this simulation?
See, this one's going to give us some surprise. So Bellinger hit 317, 40 bombs, drove in 120. So, I mean, that was similar to his MVP year. Greinke, ERA 2.5. Kevin Brown, 17 wins. Nomo struck out 238. The biggest surprise here with the Dodgers is Clayton Kershaw, 12-7, 4.40 ERA.
Whoa.
Like, yeah, it seems odd.
Yeah.
Kevin Brown, 17-7, 2.9 ERA. Jansen saved 46 games. Gagne went 10-2 out of the pen. ERA 1.37 for Jansen. So that's pretty accurate for him. So I don't know why the simulations don't like Kershaw. Because, again, this was like, it's Kershaw's
the youngster in his mid
Prime
20s
Kershaw,
winning
yeah.
back-to-back Cy Youngs and all that. Yeah, right.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Looks like like Russell Martin got a lot of play at catcher. I don't know if I would expect Piazza to be up there more. Kemp hit 25 bombs. Turner hit 29 bombs. Let's see. The other team I was curious about was the Mariners, because one of the best players, in my opinion, we didn't see it along any of the leader. Griffey hit 39 bombs, drove in 91. So there was that. Ichiro hit 303.
That's a little low for him.
Mm-hmm. Randy Johnson went 15-10 with a 2.63 ERA. Let's see the Giants. Let's see what Bonds did.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bonds isn't like even didn't get they didn't play Bonds. It's interesting. Like they played Yastrzemski and left more, it looks like.
That's weird.
Yeah. Well, Bonds had 113 games. Let's see, 10 home runs for Bonds. Interesting.
Yeah.
So
that's a weird glitch.
Yeah, I mean he OPS'd over 1,000 though.
Well, yeah, and he does that in his sleep. Right? maybe in the simulation they don't walk him. Maybe this is what he would have done if everybody didn't walk him.
Yeah, 41 walks, 5 intentionally. Yeah, it looks like, I mean, he was more of a part-time player, though. Yeah, any other names you want to check in on?
Well, yeah, you already got Piazza. That's a guy I was interested in, and Bonds, and yeah, I mean, I'm pretty good there. I would love to know. Did they pull up the league leaders?
Yeah. So let's take a look.
Like, just in the the kind of traditional batting average, home run.
So Marte, who was leading the league at the break, he won the batting crown.
Okay.
Nomar, he hit 351. Nomar hit 339 to win the crown.
All right.
In the American League. League leader in home runs, Adrian Gonzalez hit 50. Torrey Hunter hit 46 to lead the AL. Mike Sweeney drove in 143, and with the Royals, Ellis Burks drove in 142 with the Rockies to lead the NL. As far as position players are concerned, Scott Rowland led the league in WAR with 8.1, followed by Chipper Jones, then Marte. Betts led the American League at 7.7.
Mm-hmm.
Bellinger led the majors in OPS. Beltre led the majors in slugging. If we get to the pitching leaders, Maddox led the majors in ERA 145. And Mussina with the Yankees led the American League at 2.13. Mussina 124, Maddox 120. Clemens 119 with the Blue Jays and also 19 with the Astros. And Maddox led the league in WAR 10.9. Chris Carpenter at 9.8. Clemens 8.5. Greinke with the Dodgers 8.3. Jansen saved 46. Braden Looper saved 39 for the Mets. And yeah, Smoltz had the most innings pitched, 243. Halladay, 237. Strikeouts, let's see. Strikeouts. Schilling struck out 305. Pedro with the Expos or the Nationals, whatever organization you want to call it, struck out 297, and he struck out 294 with the Red Sox.
Wow.
Smoltz 293, Randy Johnson with Arizona 290, Lincecum 285, Halladay 266.
The usual suspects.
So yeah, so there's our league leaders. ERA plus for Maddox 316.
Wow.
So no wonder why the Braves won 112 games.
Yeah.
So yeah, so that's how the rest of the season went in our simulation. And come back next week and we'll talk about the playoffs.
Let's do it, man.
We'll see if some of our picks can redeem ourselves. So we do have how many of the teams that we predicted? So the playoff teams that we predicted, Braves, they're in. Phillies, they're not. Cardinals are in. No, Cardinals are in the wild card.
Sure.
And the Dodgers are in.
Sure.
Giants are not. So we got
we
got three out of the 5.
3 out of 5.
in
No
National
Mets and no
We missed
Cubs.
on the Mets and we missed on the Cubs.
Yeah.
We had the Giants and Phillies instead.
Right.
Not too bad.
No.
In the American League, Red Sox we got, Yankees we got, and we got those winning the division, winning the wild card. Mariners we got, but we had them winning the division. They're in the wild card instead.
Mm-hmm.
Then we totally missed on the Royals.
Yeah.
So we had the Indians who are not in, and we had the Astros who are not in. So again, 3 out of 5.
Sure.
We've got the Yankees and the Dodgers still in it.
Right.
As our pennant winners. So we got a shot, right?
We have a shot. Yeah, we didn't totally embarrass ourselves, but I am surprised by some of the outcomes.
All right. And yeah, listeners, if you want to chime in on if you're surprised at all, or if you knew the Royals all along were going to win the Central, and if you want to share your thoughts on how you think the postseason is going to go, at Boxy Banter on both Twitter and Instagram. Terry, thanks for joining me again this week. And I look forward to having you back on next week to discuss the results of the postseason.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. That's going to be fun.
All right. This is Billy Ballas of Boxy Banter signing off.